be streaming. COS _ Formula 1. Okay, there we go. Nice. Sit through a 15-second ad. Joel, your mic's muted, I think.
Yeah, no. Just to stop any coughing down the mic.
Yeah, so we should have 15 in qualifying. If
hopefully.
The 3 join, which would be good. So, do you know the turn numbers, to be clear? Turn 1, 2, 3 are the same, and then, you know, you go back to the right?
Yeah.
That's turn 4. And then there's the bump on the left, which is considered turn 5. And then you go down the straight, and then from there, it's the same as usual, but it's 6, 7, 8, and then the last 2 corners are 9, 10. You can just look it up if you need.
Always fun to do a short track.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a good race.
Unless it's Japan.
Yeah. That might be the hardest track ever to overtake.
The only battling going on is the driver versus his tyres.
Yeah. But, yeah, 12 drivers. Decent numbers, but hopefully we get to 15. Well, hello everybody. We are here for Contest of Speed EU1. This is the mini season, so it was a random track that was announced 10 minutes before the race start, just so everybody can pick a setup without having them sweat and get prepared. So we are in Bahrain short. We have 12 drivers right now, but if 3 join, we should have 15. The drivers are just putting their setups on right now, getting ready to go out on the track. You can do 3 runs in a row in Bahrain short. You don't really have to worry about tires. And the first car out on track should be the Williams of IFR Rowan, I think. Just get everything set up. Oh, it's an AlphaTauri, it's Milan.
Yeah, Milan running no line, I believe, tonight, so that should be interesting. I don't know how experienced he is without a racing line.
Yeah, so
that'll be good to see.
Every driver that's out on the track so far is on the soft compound tires, which just about most people should do. But considering there's only 12 drivers, we might see actually a couple of people go for 11th or 12th and go for the reverse strategy, knowing how overpowered it is on this game.
Yeah.
Oh, Milan's had a spin.
And
oh, he's caught it.
Yeah. He got quite up on the curb, and it
pushing a bit too much on that outlap. And it looks like he's letting Fruitful go. So we'll ride on board with Fruitful as the first driver to start his lap of this 18-minute qualifying session. And he'll start the lap with 16 minutes to go. Down the back straightaway, using hot lap, using max fuel up into 8th gear, reaching almost 210 miles an hour with that DRS wide open. Coming into turn 1, braking just before the 100-meter board, clipping the curb on the inside. But oh, he has a bit of a moment through turn 2, but he comes through turn 4, he goes straight on. It looks like he has aborted that lap and he might be letting a car through. But yeah, he not having it in the first sector.
Yeah, not the finest start for the Alfa Romeo.
But he lets Milan through, and Milan is using hot lap, but he has 80% still, so I'm not sure if he was committed at the start. But he rounds turn 7, and he'll break into this tricky right-hander of turn. Oh, and he spun it again. That's twice in a row he's lost the rear through turn 8.
Yeah, no line proving quite the challenge for Milan.
Jelt has gone quickest of the first 2 sectors. He rounds the final corner now, which is really 1 corner, but you have to hook it back up to the right, so it is considered 2 corners. Fruitful goes fastest, but it's not really a good lap time, and Jelt sets the fastest lap of the session. There's Williams crossing the line, and Rowan goes fastest with 1 minute 50, or sorry, not a 1 minute, 58.2, and that's immediately stolen by Rowan, who does 57.9. Now I am expecting to be the fastest lap to be a mid 57, maybe a 54, or sorry, maybe a 57.4 at best, but the world record, I believe, is a .4, so we should see a few drivers get up to that. Oh, somebody lost a bit of a front weight.
Oh, yeah. That's a Mercedes, that's Yell.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So, on his in-lap, has lost his front wing and killed his tyres in the process. Not so smooth.
No. Rowan seems to be doing back-to-back runs. He is using hot lap as he comes up to turn 9. You can do back-to-back runs for Bahrain. You have the time and you have the tires. Bit of a lock-up through turn 9, but he rounds the final corner and he does decide to finish the lap. What's the lap time going to be? It's 57.9. It looked like he improved slightly. He stays on the divisional
slight
pole.
improvement.
Rowan's coming to the line now. What can he do? He doesn't improve on his time.
Yeah, Rowan and Roan in the same session. That is going to get confusing, to say the least.
We can refer to the driver in the Haas as Bolin. His old username. But Nicholas
Sounds
is on
like
a lap
plan.
now. He's on the mediums. Him and Riozo are actually on the mediums.
Has actually gone P1 with a 57.6. So if you were right about the world record,
surprise.
that is not a bad lap from out at all.
But Nicholas is on a flying lap right now. He's on the mediums and he's in P6, second to last of the drivers to set a valid lap time. He gets a smooth run through turn 8, but just under the limit as he comes up in the run up to turn 9 and turn 10. He's on a decent lap so far, and he'll be looking to put that car in the top 5 because he's only 1/10 behind Jelt. Oh, when he backs off and he comes into the pit lane, as well does Rowan.
Yeah, Nicholas winning on debut last week in Contest for Speed. Hopefully he can carry that form over into this race.
Yeah, he'll be hoping that. Calzo goes quickest through the middle sector of everybody so far. And he comes through the final corner, breaking just past the 100-meter board. And then there's a bit of a kink right, which is difficult to get the power down, but he got it down quite nicely, and he comes across the line. And he goes 7th fastest with a 58.5. So Ferrari coming to the line now. That's Calzo. He's just about to start his lap. So we'll stick with him. He has Williams behind him. That's Matty Robbo. He might... No, he backs off. So Matty won't be on a lap. But we're going to stick with Konzo as he comes down to turn 1. He gets the car hooked up quite nicely, using a bit of that curb through turn 3. Now you hook it up, go to the left-hand side to hook up the entry and the exit of turn 4. Over the bump at turn 5, and now you go back down this back straight away in the run up to turn 6, braking just about 80 meters. Using a bit of that curb on the inside, but you don't want to use too much because it will unsettle the car and run you out wide. But he runs through turn 7 now, and no real reference into turn 8, so you just have to do it based off muscle memory. He runs a bit out wide. I'm surprised he actually didn't invalidate there. We're going to ride on board because he approaches the final corner. And the lap hasn't been great, but it has been decent. He takes a lot of curb through turn 9, which isn't ideal. But he powers the throttle down to the line now, and what's the lap time going to be? He stays 8th fastest.
Yeah,
or
not
no,
a bad lap there from the Ferrari. I think that last corner, there's quite a lot of time there, so hopefully he can find that time and push himself further into the top 10.
Jelt is just about to start his lap. He did have a bit of a moment hitting the wall in the exit of turn 4, but he looks to fight back. Put that car on the second row of the grid if he can. Comes down to turn 1, braking just before the 100-meter board, right when the curb starts, getting right up to the curb on the inside without touching it because it will unsettle the car, using all of that curb through turn 2. Going out to the left to hook it up for this right-hander to get the exit down the straight as he goes through turn 5, clipping the bump on the inside. We're going to ride on board as he comes down to the run up to turn 6. You brake just about 75 meters in here, use a bit of the curb on the inside, let the car roll out wide but not too wide, or else you will ride the curb and you won't have any control of the car. You don't want to touch that inside curb through turn 7. No real reference through turn 8, but he gets the car hooked up quite nicely. He gets the power down. He has a bit of an oversteer moment, but he does get the car rotated and he gets the power down. It's been a decent lap so far from Joe.
3.5 tenths up here, yeah.
He is 3.5 tenths up, yes, so this could be dipping into the 57s. He gets the final corner right, but he runs out wide and he invalidates. And that's a shame. Oh, and he doesn't have the momentum. I think he wanted to pit, so now he has to back off.
Yeah, a real shame there for Yell. I think he was going to go into the top 3 there. Great lap, but ruined it on the final corner with an invalidation.
As he gets out of the way for the Alfa Romeo, which is IFR Fruitful. He comes through turn 4, he gets the car hooked up nicely, but he has an oversteer moment. I'm not sure if that's going to help him down this straightaway, but he did get the car hooked up somewhat nicely as he comes down the straightaway up into turn 6, 75 meters, using a bit of that curb. He gets on nicely through there. Tom has retired. I didn't even know he joined the session in the first place.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Well, he hasn't set a lap, and neither has Snipes. But Snipes actually binned it at a blank curve, so even on Bahrain short, you can't escape that corner.
Rowan's just went quickest through the first 2 sectors. He's up on his time. Fruitful comes to the line now, and he comes into the pit lane, but we're going to ride on board with Rowan as he comes out of the final corner. Yeah, he's up on his time, and what's the lap going to be?
Final corner.
He stays second fastest, just 4 hundredths behind SMM Alp.
Yeah, so as you would expect, the lap times are fairly close together. Not much in it at all.
Alp has invalidated his lap, and I don't think he has the battery to go again. He dives into the pit lane. Nicholas has also invalidated his lap, but he's about to start another one now because you can do back-to-back runs here at Bahrain short. He's in 6th right now, but he definitely has a lot of time to gain. So he breaks into turn 1, he gets the car hooked up through there. There's a Red Bull on a lap as well. It's a Red Bull of Calzo, who's in 7th, and he's looking to improve on that 7th place, but we're going to stick with Nicholas. He went purple through sector 1, so it's looking good on the lap time so far.
Yeah, he found 3 whole tenths in sector 1. That is impressive stuff.
So Nicholas could be looking to put that car on provisional pole if the lap stays as good as it was in the first sector. He rounds turn 8. He gets the car hooked up nicely through there using that exit curb to maximize the track. He goes purple through the second sector as well. So this could be the lap. 7 tenths up. That's very impressive. Using a bit of that curb on the inside, he didn't get a great exit. But nonetheless, it should be a good lap. Maybe putting him on the front row. And he does go on the front row. He splits Rowan and Alp, and he goes second fastest.
Yeah, top 3 all separated by less than half a tenth. What you expect to Bahrain short.
He did nail those first 2 sectors, however, in the final corner he just didn't get on the throttle early enough and he lost at least a tenth. So still time to improve. Fruitful's just warming up his tires to start the lap. Is there any cars on the lap right now? Surely there is. Calzo is on a lap. He's approaching turn 9 right now. He had a decent middle sector. He went green. Takes a lot of that curb on the inside. He does get the power down. And he's going to come to the line. DRS wide open. And he goes 5th fastest with a 58.0. Not a bad lap. Alp is on an out lap.
I believe Konzo will be following him across the line.
Comes out of the final corner. Has a bit of a
little bit of oversteer.
The lap is decent before that, and he goes 7th fastest. But we're going to ride on board with Al because he is on provisional pole, and he will be looking to improve as one of, if not the fastest drivers here. Into second gear for turn 1. He gets the car rotated through turn 2. We get a nice helicopter shot here as you hook it up to the left-hand side to get the exit through turn 4. Over the bump, which would be turn 9 in the normal layout, but it's turn 5 for this Bahrain short layout. As he comes up to turn 6 now, braking at just about 80 meters, using a bit of that curb on the inside, let the car roll out wide, but not too wide. Fruitful!
Oh, and Fruitful
That's the fastest lap of the
P1.
session. But we're going to stick with Alp, because he might have something to say about it. He gets a nice line through turn 8, and he powers down, and he'll want that pole position back really badly.
Yeah, he's a whole 10th up, coming into the final corner now.
He gets a nice line, and this could be the lap. DRS wide open. And he goes!
Oh, what
Fastest
a lap.
by 1/10, 1 whole tenth. Quicker than IFR Fruitful. Purple in all sectors.
Very
Rowan's
nice
on a lap right
from
now.
Alp.
He gets the car hooked up through turn 4. He runs a little bit wide. He has a spin, and that lap will just about be over for him. Keeps the battery on, but nope. There, he turns it off. That spin was just enough to put the lap to an end. But Rowan is coming through the final corner right now. That's IFR Bolin. He had a decent line through there. He's going to come up to the line with 4 minutes left in the session, and he stays 4th fastest. Tom has joined
Yeah, I think
back.
he's going to go again.
Oh, I think that's
Didn't
what Tom was
improve on his
doing.
lap time.
I think he joined this. Losing my words there, but
Happens to the best of us.
Rowan is diving into the pit lane. There's a Ferrari also diving into the pit lane. Either the Mercedes on a lap. Nicholas is on an out lap. Jelt is on a. He's about to start his lap, so we're gonna stick with Jelt for now. He had a bit of misfortune so far in this session. He hit the wall at turn 4 and also invalidated his lap when he was up by a couple of tenths.
Yeah, and I don't know whether my game's bugged, but it's telling me he's out on tyres, which he's already done 2 laps on.
Yeah,
So
maybe he ran out of tires, or maybe he did a lap and then went for a cooldown lap and is going for another lap, which is likely for this track.
yeah, well, he's found a 10th in sector 1, so they
Alp's
can't be
coming
feeling
to the
too
line.
bad.
Oh, he dives into the pit lane. Clearly, he was not.
Oh,
improving
Alp's done
enough.
He has improved though.
Oh, he has. I didn't
He's
notice
done
that.
a 57.4.
He's done a 57.4.
What did you say?
Wow.
What did you say the world record was?
I think it's a 57.4, 4.22. That's a very
Wow.
good lap. But Jelt
Yeah, it is.
also on a good lap. He'll want to put his car higher up on the grid. He
Drace is here.
goes 6th fastest. Nicholas went purple through the middle sector. He's on a good lap right now. He's in 3rd place, but he will be looking to put that car on the front row of the grid. There's 2.5 minutes to go in the session. DRS wide open, and he stays 3rd fastest. Clearly, that 3rd sector just wasn't good enough to match the 1st and 2nd purple sector that he did.
Yeah, slight improvement on his previous lap, but not enough to get onto the front row of the grid. And Alp being 2 tenths in front of the rest of the grid
warming
is
up
just
his
ludicrous.
tires. He'll be one of the favorites to get pole if he can beat Alp, but I'm not sure if anybody can beat Alp.
Yeah, if someone gets in front of Alp, I will be pretty impressed. They would be looking at a world record lap to do so, so we'll
Milan
have to
and
see.
Fruitful on laps right now, but we're going to stick with Fruitful because he is one of the favorites to get pole. He gets a nice line through there. He's taking it a bit smooth, a bit cautiously, but he is getting the car rotated. He gets a nice line through turn 4. He gets the power down using all of the track available. And we'll see what his sector 1 time is. I'm not sure if he improved. But he comes through turn 6.
Using a
Alp
lot
is
of
in front
entry
of him.
curb.
So Alp won't be looking to do him any favors. It's a smooth line through turn 8. He gets the car hooked up. Let's see if Alp is going to get out of the way. Oh, he's backed off.
Yeah, he was just under a 10th down, so
So he will have time to
think
go
he'll be going again.
but this should be his final lap. If he does a good lap, he'll have just about enough time to do 2 runs, but I'm not sure if he'll have the battery. But we're going to ride on board with Alp because he's on provisional pole, and he'll be looking to extend that provisional pole. Nicholas actually went second fastest. He beat Fruitful out. But his session is over because
yeah,
he
we
doesn't
seem
have
to be
enough battery.
missing missing all the important laps.
Yeah. Lots of laps going on this short circuit, so it's a bit difficult to follow everybody. But Alp is on a flyer right now. He rounds turn 7. We're going to ride on board. You don't want to touch that inside curb. No real reference into turn 8, but he gets a nice line using a bit of that inside curb and using all of that exit curb. In fact, he didn't. He did go purple in the middle sector, so he's up on his time by just a little bit.
Yeah,
coming into the final corner. Takes a bit much curb than he would have liked, I would imagine. But he's going to come to the line. Can he extend his lead? He does. He does a 57.400. Just 1 millisecond shy.
That is ridiculous.
Of a 0.3. But can Fruitful have anything to say about it? No, he swerves.
No, he cannot.
He stays
and
third.
Rowan now.
Yep, Boland's on a lap. So is Rowan.
On fresh tyres, looking to take pole position in the desert.
It's a massive lockup through turn 8, but he does get the car slowed down and rotated. He missed the apex slightly.
Yeah, and he's almost matching his time coming through the sector 2 split.
Using all
trying to nail the final corner, quite a lot of curb.
Just within the track limits. He keeps it valid. And he stays 4th fastest. But we're going to jump to Rowan because he's in 5th, but he might put that car on the 2nd row of the grid. But he doesn't. He stays 5th. Matty Robbo goes 10th, and that'll do it for this session. So it's Alp on pole with a 57.400, an exact 57.4, and he improved again to a 0.3.
Oh my! I didn't even see that.
No, I thought he was done when he did the 0.4, but he did a 0.3. Wow, and that's pole.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
By just over 2/10, and for this short of a track, that's actually quite a lot. But that's a ridiculous lap, yeah. It's a very impressive lap from Alp. But the front row of the grid will be Alp from T2G Nicholas, and the second row of the grid will be 2 IFR drivers, Fruitful, who just beat out IFR Rowan / Boland for 4th. And then the other Rowan is in 5th. They round out, or he starts on the 3rd row of the grid. Behind him is Calzo, and then Jelt, Milan, Conzo, and Matty Robbo.
Yeah, Calzo getting in the way of a completely Dutch. I think it was like P4 to P8 or something like that. P4 to P9.
But the drivers outside of the top 10, I reckon, will go for the medium strategy to start on the mediums and then go to the softs towards the end and have the massive tire advantage. So you just need to stick with the train in the first part of the race, and when you have the fresher tires at the end, that's when you make all your overtakes.
Yeah, sticking with the train at Bahrain short, certainly fairly simple compared to other tracks.
Yeah, it is important to not burn your ERS off instantly because a lot of people do like to burn their ERS in the first few laps, but the people who do the smart thing and save it till the end will have the advantage, and it will be the smarter thing to do.
Yeah, you usually gain a fair amount back in the pits, but with the Bahrain pit lane being so short, you're not really going to be doing that around here. So you really need to look after that ERS.
Yeah, it's important that you do, but the drivers making any tweaks that they can to their setup. There's not much that you can do. You can change your front wing angle, you can change your differential, and you can change your tire pressures, but none of the drivers will change their tire pressures, of course, because for F1 2020 you have it to minimum for all 4 tires. Anyway, we might see a bit of change to the front wing, maybe lowering it 1, just to give yourself a bit of a straight line speed advantage, which is crucial around this track because it's basically just 3 straightaways with a couple of corners. But Alp slowing down the pack, warming up his tires as best as he can.
Yeah. Tyre life is certainly going to play quite a big part in this race. Fresh softs are ridiculous around this track, to say the least.
So, interestingly, Leo in strategetic pole position is one on the softs in P11.
Yeah, and don't know when, maybe that's a mistake, maybe he's just
I know the game sometimes can't be your friend and it messes with your strategy, but that, you know, P11 is what a lot of people say pole position, so I'm not Not sure why he did that. But, Dressy, the final car to come out of the final corner. He's at the back, warming his tires, trying to gain as much of a slight advantage as you can. Anything helps on those medium tires, but we wait for all the drivers to get on the grid now. And I do believe there will be a lights glitch, so I'm not going to count on it.
Oh, I don't know, you know.
But it's time. The drivers rev their engines. And it's lights out, and away we go. It looks like it's a good getaway from Nicholas, and he already jumps out. He's into the lead. He'll have the inside line into the first corner. It's nearly 4 wide on the run up to turn 1. The Red Bull goes up the inside of the Haas. The Haas closes the door, but it's Nicholas who leads into turn 1, and Fruitful has made the move on Alp as well. And Alp's dropping down the order. He's already into 5th place. Rowan's up into 3rd. So it's a really bad start from Alp, but it's a great start from Nicholas and Fruitful, both jumping up positions. A good start from Rowan as well, up into 3rd, but Alp has lost out massively. Rowan's right on the back of Alp now as well. They're side by side in the run up to turn 6. Rowan's going to have the inside line. Alp holds it around the outside, but Rowan has the inside line, and he gets the move done on Alp. So a shocking start, 1st to 5th in just 6 corners for Alp there.
Yeah, Alp isn't known for his starts, but even by his standards, that was pretty poor. I did see some front wing flying off, and I don't know who it was
Joseph
from.
Lienzo
It looked
side
like
by
it was
side.
near the front.
The run up to turn 9, the Ferrari has the inside. The Mercedes is going to back out of that one. And TRT Tom, who started in 12th, is up into 10th on the mediums. 2 soft runners have dropped to 13th and 14th. But at the front, that's just a bit of a timing glitch.
Yeah, my timing screen's going absolutely crazy.
It's really hard to follow with all the ghosting and the timing glitch, but I'll do my best. Nicholas is in the lead. Don't let the timing fool you.
Oh, as Alp gets a massive bit of oversteer.
Has he? Yeah,
And he's dropping even more.
Wow, shocking start from Alp. He's in 9th place because I think the leaderboard has fixed itself. And in just over a lap, Tom makes the move. Oh, and they make contact, Alp! And Alp's off the track. I'm not sure if he got any damage, but things have gone from bad to worse, and he's been overtaken again by Milan. So the man who qualified on pole with an absolutely brilliant lap is now down into 13th place. There is a lot of time left to fight back, but that is far from ideal for
Yeah, an absolute nightmare opening lap.
Snipes is being overtaken, or sorry, Snipes is the one overtaking Liozzo out of the final corner. But there goes Jelt up the inside of Konzo into turn 1. And the Ferrari has to concede that position, but Jelt has gone a little bit deep, so Konzo might be able to get the switch back. Sets it up nicely through here. He might be able to make the overtake. And there's yellows in sector 1, and Liozzo is crashed out on the exit of turn 3.
Yeah, quite a classic place to see a crash at Bahrain. That brings out the virtual safety car.
So, look at the gaps actually started to form. The virtual safety car is going to mess that up a bit. But there was a 2-second gap already from 6th to 5th, so the top 5 had ran away. But this safety car is definitely going to help. Or this virtual safety car. But Liozzo out of the race, and Alp, the topic of the first 3 laps, starting on pole, he's now in P11, so far from ideal. DRS is enabled right now. We look to get underway again. Tom, who joined this race, he didn't even do qualifying. He started on the mediums in 12th. He's already into 7th, so he's had a great start so far, and he is the lead medium runner, so lots to play for in the race for Tom. But Alp has got back past Milan. I think Milan let him go.
Yeah, Tom's used a fair amount of his ERS already.
Yep, he has.
So I think he'll be looking to sit in the DRS and recover some of that for the next few laps.
So, Alp has lost 10 positions. Some great starts so far. Tom has made up 5 positions. Snipes has made up 5 positions. And Dressy has also made up 5 positions. So good starts from them. And it was a really good start off the line from Nicholas, jumping out immediately into turn 1. So did Fruitful and Rowan. But it's been mostly clean so far, other than a few minor incidents. Of course, Liozzo spun out and went into the wall, but it's starting to settle down a bit now.
Yes, Nicholas is very, very close to breaking that 1 second window to Fruitful.
He is. He's having a great start. But there goes Snipes on the inside of Tom. And Tom gets the switchback. He'll have the outside through turn 2. Oh, and he squeezes. He pinches Snipes onto that apex. Snipes saves the car, but he had a bit of a moment. But Tom manages to hold his position and fight another day. Alp right on the back of Matty Robbo now. And he's right on the back of Dressy as well. But he's not close enough to do a double overtake, but he will go up the inside of Matty Robbo. They're still side by side though. Matty's not giving it up. He's not giving any space to Alp. Or sorry, he is giving space, but he's not letting him have it easy. Alp gets off the road and he's going to rejoin behind Matty Robbo.
Yeah, taking a very, very wide line.
I'd be surprised if he didn't get a warning there.
Ooh, he gets very, very close to the back of Matty.
You know what? That's going to give him a terrible run down this straightaway. The top 3, the top 4 are in their own world. 5th place, 3.5 seconds behind the lead train of the top 4. And then from there, it's close.
Yeah, now, I wonder if that damage I saw right at the start was possibly Yelt. Because that gap is very, very sizable.
Could have been. I'll try and have a look at his front wing.
There's no visible damage from what I can see, but...
No.
Maybe some that we don't know of.
It's very possible. Because he had decent pace in qualifying, and it's not normal for somebody to drop this far back at Bahrain short. But the train is starting to form now. Everybody's sitting in there, saving their ERS, and waiting for the right time to make their moves. Nicholas has led every lap so far, having passed Alp into turn 1. Matty Robbo right on the back of Dressy, Alp right on the back of Matty Robbo, but of course you can't really overtake because the car in front is DRS and the car in front of him has DRS and so on. But Matty Robbo getting right up to the back of Dressy through there, but it did compromise him a bit, so Alp might have the run on him if he uses his battery. He decides not to, and he decides to stay behind.
Yeah, I think this race is going to take quite a lot of tactical skill now for Alp to recover. I think he'll have to bide his time and wait for the right moments to make these overtakes.
Yep. It's far from over, but it's definitely not what he would have hoped for. And the gap to the leader, yeah, you can see, yeah, Jelt 4 seconds behind, and he's falling back lap by lap, so he must have damage. Or maybe just not on the pace, but that's very surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, he's certainly struggling to keep up the pace. Part of me wonders maybe the gap is opening up even more because Rowan is obviously got the effects of DRS, so he will just be getting pulled along by the front pack.
And if Tom can get within the DRS of Konzo, that could be huge because he's on the mediums, he's on what is probably the best strategy. So if he can get back up to the train, then he can do some massive damage later on in the race.
Yeah, he will be hoping that this gap doesn't widen anymore, as that will make his job at the end of the race that bit harder.
Milan has got a good run out of the final corner. He's close to Alp. It's the closest gap on the track. So we're going to stick with these three as they look to battle away for 10th position. Dressy's right on the back of Tom as they go through turn 2. I think there might have been a bit of contact. Alp has made the move on Matty Robbo, and Milan, or not Milan, somebody's off the track there. Matty Robbo has completely cut the corner.
It's Matt, I think.
Yeah, he went to the inside and he completely cut the corner. He got a 3-second time penalty. But he's right on the back of Milan now. He looks to fight back through turn 6, but he's just not close enough. And Alp has gained a position through there.
Yeah, I think Matt maybe just tapped the back of Dracer into turn 1, and it really unsettled him and allowed Alp and Milan through.
Yeah, and now the top three very close now. Fruitful only 4/10 behind Nicholas. He's using overtake, and this is going to be for the lead of the race. Let's see if Nicholas is going to defend. He doesn't defend. We're going to ride on board with Rowan. Is he going to go for the move as well? He goes up the inside, but he backs out. They're still side by side. He has been late on the brakes, but he's just not late enough to make the move. And now Nicholas is second in the train, so he can sit behind, save some ERS. And it's my turn to lead, says Fruitful. And well, we were following that. Snipes
Rowan's going to go for the move.
Tom. Oh, Rowan is going for it on Nicholas. Take it away.
Yeah, he's gone down the inside, and that's now put Nicholas in.
Oh, he's fighting back! Nicholas round the outside of turn 7, but he does have to back out. They nearly banged wheels, but while that's going on, Tom has fallen back a bit. And there is a three-way battle. They were nearly 3 wide for a second, and Snipes has come out on top. Tom has lost out 2 positions, and this is a battle for 8th place. Tom has a little look up the inside.
Yeah, and Alp's going to get past Tom here, going into the final corner.
Back up to the front. Rowan isn't going for it on Fruitful.
Yeah, so the space of one
right
lap.
On the back of Snipes. He went to the right and then he switched back to the left. So a bit of a fake there. And now he's up into 7th place. Tom losing 4 positions on that lap.
Yeah, so now Dracer has put himself in prime position, you would say, for the medium runners. However, all this battling has now cost them 3 seconds.
Land right on the back of Tom.
Just the Conzo.
On to turn 6. He's 1/10 behind, but Tom puts his car in a good position and he defends. And he lives to fight another day. But at the front, these 3 drivers very close to each other, and Rowan is also really close. Joe is 3.7 seconds behind, but if they battle, he could benefit from it. Milan might make the move on Tom into the final corner. He's right on the back of him. If he pulls out at the last second, he could go for it, but he stays behind. And up at the front, Nicholas is gaining on Rowan. Nicholas only has 19% ERS left. Oh, and late braking from Rowan, and he's clipped Nicholas. That's Rowan with an A. He broke super late into turn 1. I think this is his first race on wheel, he said. So he might struggle a bit, but he braked just a bit too late, and he smashed into the back of Nicholas, and Nicholas has nearly lost DRS on the top 2 now.
Yeah, we saw these two battling pretty fiercely last week.
Alp on Snipes, they're side by side. Alp will have the outside line through turn 6. It's Racing Point versus Haas. Alp tries to sweep around the outside. He's on the fresher tires, on the fresher soft compound tires, but the Haas holds it on the inside of turn 6. He lives to fight another day. So Calzo strapped on the hard tires, and the race isn't over for him. Anything can happen, and it's good to see that he's not giving up. But at the front, Rowan has made the move on Fruitful into turn 1, and now Rowan takes his turn leading the race. Nicholas, he might have the DRS here, but the gap is 1 second, so that tap from Rowan really unsettled him. We're gonna see if he gets DRS here. Has he? He has got DRS.
Yeah, he's got the DRS, but yeah, he's going to need to hope for Fruitful and Rowan to start battling so he can close back in.
Let's look at the ERS levels of the drivers. Alp on 20, Snipes on 20, Dressy on 10, Collinzo on 20. Jelt is managing to save some ERS because he's not really in a train, he's not really in a battle. Rowan on 20. Tom's retired.
Oh, yellow flag.
He's dropped it through turn 7. Safety car!
Full course safety car.
So, about 30 seconds ago, I was saying anything could happen. There could be a safety car which could help out Calzo, and there has been. Rowan's into the pit lane, Nicholas into the pit lane. They must be going to the hards.
No, it's the medium tire, so...
Mediums? Surely not.
Yeah.
Those mediums, they're not going to make it to the end.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be honest.
This is very interesting because now there's loads of different strategies.
Alp
is well, essentially he should be in the race lead because everybody else in front of him is not nearly going to make it to the end. Fruitful and Dressy haven't even made a stop, and then in front of Alp is just soft and medium runners, and those mediums can go just about 35 laps, but there's no way they can make it just to the end from lap 14, even with the safety car.
Yeah, well, you sound like you know better than I do, so I'll take your word for it. So you would say now, Dracer, if he can pass Fruitful,
so
Dracer will be smiling.
obviously the field should spread out a bit, but yeah, essentially Alp and Matty Robbo and Calzo should be on the net podium.
Yeah, you just think
Calzo's hards are 10 laps
with
old
their with their on-track position as well, they're going to get quite a lot of traffic, and with Fruitful and Dracer having relatively clean air, and Snipes even.
Have they not pitted? No, they stayed out, Fruitful and Dressy. So if there's no safety car again in the race, that's well, actually, basically everybody's gonna have to pit again except for the hard runners.
Oh, Matty Robbo actually pits.
So there is a massive mix of strategy going on, and that's gonna heat up the race and make things very interesting. Matty's strapped on the mediums. That's the opposite of what, yeah, those medium runners are not going to go to the end. They're going to either puncture, or they're going to have to do insane tire saving, which just, even with that, I don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah, I would think so.
So, yeah, things started off horribly for Alp, but this safety car is almost a gift from God for him.
Yeah, indeed. If you can stick within the pack, maybe you can make a couple of moves, you will be able to hold a good enough gap to keep himself
stay out another lap
at the
to
top.
let Matty Robbo catch up. Calzo is into the pits. So, and he goes to the mediums. So I know in other Bahrain short league races that people from the softs pit lap 23 to 24, and at the end their tires are above 75%. And the safety car, this is lap 16, and you still get a bit of wear under safety car, so there's, unless they get a miracle and their tires can go to 90%, and I don't think anybody's going to make it, especially Rowan and Jelt are on softs.
Yeah, well, they clearly understand that the tyres aren't going to make it, so they're committed to that. What,
That's
you would
actually,
say soft from here or soft medium?
Well, they have to go soft medium because they started on the softs. But
True.
I think those medium runners don't know they have to pit again probably, but since the soft runners and the medium runners will have to pit again, I would reckon the medium runners will have the advantage because at the end they can go to the softs when Rowan and Jelt will have to go to the mediums. But that aside, Alp should be in the net race lead. But Dressy and Fruitful, their tires, of course, they still have to pit again, but they have a lot worse tires than everybody behind them, and Snipes. Is the safety car going to come in this lap? It is coming in this lap.
It is.
And Fruitful's backing up the pack, he's warming his tires, and he goes! Just at the DRS board, he gets a good getaway, and he's left a 5/10 gap to Dressy behind, and Dressy's under pressure from Snipes. Snipes right in the slipstream right now. Is he going to have a look into turn 1? He goes up the inside. They're 3 wide. Mercedes, Williams, and Haas into turn 1. The Williams backs out. The Mercedes and the Haas side by side. The Haas on the inside into turn 2. It's between Rowan and Nicholas gets a move, but Rowan goes up the inside in turn 4. They make contact. And Rowan cut the corner slightly, but he is behind Nicholas right now, so a fairly clean start. Some good racing going on.
Yeah, it's not over, this battle.
Oh, he looks up the
Rowan
inside.
going down the inside.
They make a bit of contact. Take it away.
Rowan forces him off the track slightly. They're going to go side by side through blank curve. Nicholas thinks better of it, backs out, and that promotes Rowan into P4.
And Alp has dropped back. Matty Robbo has made the move, and they're side by side in the run up to turn 9. The Red Bull could also get in on it because he's right behind those two. Alp is going to look up the inside of turn 9. Calzo's taking a very wide line. He's going to try and get the exit on these two and potentially make a double overtake into turn 1. Nicholas is gaining
Yeah,
on Rowan
he's
now.
not using the ERS.
Rowan defends the inside line. Nicholas tries to go to the outside, but Rowan covers it off. And Matty Robbo goes up the inside of IFR Milan. And Alp just sits behind and watches these two battle. You can't get past. The road isn't wide enough. But those two run wide, and Alp's going to pick up 2 positions here if he gets to the exit. He got blocked off a little bit, but he still has a good run on these two. And it's 3 wide in the back, and it's nearly going to be 4 wide into turn 6. Who's going to come out on top? It's Alp on top from the Williams and Matty Robbo. And they're side by side now through turn 7. Matty Robbo on the outside on fresher tires. He goes round the outside to turn 7. They're still side by side. And the Alpha Tauri and the Red Bull are side by side behind them as well. What a battle this is. Alp has the inside line. And further up the order, Nicholas has made the move on Snipes. But Matty Robbo and Alp still side by side. Alp has the inside line into the final corner. He's going to have a look up the inside. And the Red Bull sits behind. So does the Alpha Tauri. This is a great 4-way battle for 9th place. I want to stick with this. And we're going to ride on board with Milan. He has a great view of it. Alp goes to the inside of Matty Robbo. And Calza goes to the inside. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Alp on the middle. The Red Bull of Calza on the inside to go 3 wide. Alp has to back out. And the Red Bull takes 2 positions. The Williams on the inside. But the Red Bull goes round the outside. And Alp has a look on the Williams as well into turn 4. What a battle this is. I can't even catch a breath. This is insane.
Yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. They're going 4 wide in Sector 1, further up the field as well. Rowan, Snipes, Nicholas and Rowan all involved.
Nicholas has lost positions. Rowan's made the move into turn 6. Wow. I need to catch a breath.
Yeah, absolute carnage. But the good kind of carnage. Everyone's still on the track. Hopefully no broken front wings.
That was the craziest thing I've commentated ever so far. Wow. But these 4 at the back aren't done yet. Alp now has the run on Matty Robbo. Matty Robbo. Oh, Snipes is going to have a look on Rowan. Or maybe the other way around. And there goes the Mercedes of Nicholas. He's on the outside of turn 1 of the Haas. He turns in, pushes that Haas onto the curb. Bit of foul play, but he gets the move. Jelt up into 3rd place. He's made the move on Rowan.
Yeah, and Snipes, given where he was just behind Dracer on the safety car restart, and now the gap between them is really open.
Nicholas and Rowan. Nicholas is going to try and go round the outside of turn 6, but Rowan holds it on the inside, and he stays in 5th place.
Yeah, Nicholas used a lot of ERS now, so he's going to need to recover that.
Wow, look at this train, this is amazing.
Yeah, all the cars on one straight, it's what we like to see around here. And mind you,
everybody has another stop to do except for Alp.
Yeah.
And at the front, Fruitful's been overtaken by Dressy, and Dressy pulls away with the DRS. And there goes the Mercedes of Jelt as well. He goes up the inside of Fruitful. They're side by side through turn 1. He has the inside line, which will turn into the outside for turn 2. But Fruitful fights back, but Jelt does get the position, and that's going to help out Rowan. Nicholas has also made the move on Snipes. They're side by side through turn 4. Nicholas on the outside. He nearly gets forced into the wall. And Snipe has a terrible exit. He's going to lose a lot of positions here. He's lost 3 so far, and he might be losing more because Matty Robbo right on the back of him. But Matty Robbo just not close enough.
Yeah, Snipes, a bit of bumping and bashing there with Nicholas. Comes out worse, you have to say, and now Rowan has bolted away from the other 2.
He's right on the back of Dressy now. He's using his overtake. He got a much better line through turn 8. And, Jelt actually has a lot of ERS. He has 60%. Dressy's red light is flashing. He's going to stay behind and get the DRS. Take the lead down the straightaway.
Yeah, he's got to nail his exit out of here, and it should be a relatively simple move. Drace is not going to defend it. Yelt's not even going to use the ERS. He's going to breeze past.
Here comes Rowan.
The Alpha Tauri.
Dressy defends. Rowan's going to go to the inside. And he's going to have a look up the inside line of Dressy into turn 1. He makes contact with the Mercedes.
Yeah, I think that was very, very ambitious there from Rowan. Nicholas gets 3 seconds.
Alp and Matty Robbo still battling. They're side by side through turn 4. Alp gets pushed off the track, but he narrowly escapes hitting the wall. And they're side by side in the run up to turn 6. Alp on the inside would get a nice helicopter shot, but he does back out of that one. Wow. Whew. You want to take it away for a minute? I need to have a sip of water.
You need a drink, yeah. I'm not surprised. All the cars in a DRS train, every single one left in the race, all 12, all on different tyres. This is really shaping up to be a great race. Well, it already has been a great race.
Indeed
But it's only going to get better
Rowan,
from here.
Has Jelt broken the DRS? Rowan's just within the DRS. If Jelt has a fantastic first sector, he could break the DRS.
Yeah, he could, and those tyres are still going to go, what, another 15 laps or so?
Let's just look. Dressy and Fruitful haven't pitted since the start. Dressy is probably going to go to lap 30, and then go to the softs. Fruitful's going to have to pit really soon, but everybody still has another stop to do. Except for Alp. Matty Robbo right on the back of Snipes through turn 6. Snipes goes deep, and Matty Robbo's going to fight back up the hill. Alp very close now. Alp might make a move into turn 8. We're going to ride on board with him. He's close enough. Is he going to have a dive bomb? No, he stays behind.
Yeah, if you're Fruitful now, you may be thinking about pitting this lap, getting a nice undercut on the guys in front who's not got any DRS or anything to pull him along.
And he is
going to come into the pits.
But I imagine you might get a bit of an undercut, but not too powerful because everybody's in the DRS, so you're only losing straight line speed.
Oh, Snipes gets 5 seconds. Oh, he's retired
in the pits.
Yeah, maybe he had front wing damage or something. I don't know.
For full straps on the mediums, he'll go to the end. But Alp should have a sizable lead after the pit stop phase.
Yeah, you would think so.
And look at the top 3, or the top 4 now, all a second between them, so nobody's getting DRS. The only one that's going to get DRS in the top 5 is Nicholas.
Alp and Matty still going at it.
Yellow's in sector 1, that's just Snipes coming out of the pits.
They're going to go side by side through blank curve.
Oh, and Alp goes off the track and he spun! Oh, what a save! Jesus. Wow, he's been forced off the track, but he has saved it. He went nearly 40 feet off the road there, and he cranked the steering wheel full lock to save the car. And he's living to fight another day.
Tokyo Drift. And that is just going to play even more into Fruitful's hands here.
It is.
You would surely think Fruitful will be able to catch Alp, unless Alp puts on an absolute masterclass of pace, like we saw in qualifying. You would think Fruit would catch him, given the tyre advantage.
Matty Robbo is vulnerable. He doesn't have DRS to defend with, but Milan is 5/10 behind, so he's not close enough on this straightaway.
Yeah, speaking of vulnerable, Dracer in third has now got Rowan right on his tail, and Rowan has got a fairly sizable ERS advantage.
So let's look
Dracer
at the penalties.
does actually have
only 2 drivers
the blue icon.
Sorry, you take it away, that was my bad.
Yeah, Dracer's actually got the blue icon on his dash, so I wonder if... No, he's not going to pay it, but is it... Are you 100% sure it's medium soft and not medium hard or something?
At this point of the race, they could go whatever they want, but there goes Rowan on the inside of turn 1. He's last of the late breakers, but he goes a bit deep, and that could allow Dressy to fight back, but he can't. But he could get the run into turn 6 because he has the DRS, whereas Rowan doesn't, and he's close behind. Dressy only has 20% ERS, Rowan has 30%. He's just not gaining enough.
Yeah, the switchback isn't actually all too powerful through turn 1.
Milan's been overtaken by Alp. Only 2 drivers with the penalty so far, Nicholas and Matty Robbo. And Alp goes very deep, and Milan's going to benefit from that. He's going to get the switchback. Thank you very much, says Milan. Alp broke about 100 meters too late, and he lost out a massive amount. So, yeah.
So Fruitful has already closed in nearly a second to Alp as he gets quite a lot of oversteer, actually.
So 2 drivers with the penalty so far, Nicholas and Matty Robbo, and in the train this tight, that's going to hurt them massively. But of course, other drivers still have time to pick up penalties.
Yeah, look at Yelt's gap now.
Yes, he's having a great time out there.
Yeah, he is, and he's got a 12-second gap to Alp, so he's going to pit.
Nicholas now
come out on fresh
right
mediums.
on the back of Dressy. This is going to be the move. He goes to the outside, but he lifts off and he lets Dressy stay ahead. Alp and Milan. Oh, Milan spun! He's made contact with Alp, and he has no front wing.
Yeah, both end plates gone on that Alpha Tauri. Milan's not going to be too happy about that.
No, he definitely won't be. Alp getting caught up in a collision again. But he is still in the net race lead, mind you. Calzo on Conzo.
Yeah, well,
4/10 behind.
as I was saying...
Oh, and Calzo has so much overtake. He has 60%. Conzo has 30. And this is going to be the move. He's going to go to the inside line and take that 6th position. Fruitful, also in 10th place, has got past Milan because Milan has no front wing.
So Milan now comes into the pitch. You'd expect a wing change and a fresh set of medium tyres.
What tyres has he gone on to?
Oh, he's gone for the softs.
Softs? Well, I'm not sure if the softs will make it.
But
who knows at this point? There's just so many strategies going on. It's a lot to follow.
Yeah, I think pad tyre wear. I know Milan races on the controller, so that might make it a little bit more difficult. So he's going to have to look after them. But I think he should be able to make it.
So we're halfway through the race. Exactly halfway, just about halfway through the race. What's your predictions? Who do you think's gonna win? Oh, Rowan! He's spun! Oh.
And Matty picks up another 3 seconds.
Rowan, what position was
he in? That's gonna hurt
in?
even more. I think he was second.
Second? Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, things have gone from good to bad for Rowan. He was on the podium spot, and now he's in 7th. But the race isn't over. Everybody has another stop to do, and he's not too far behind. But Jelt, look at that lead he has.
Yeah, and his gap, he was saying that Alp is going to be net race lead, but Yelt's gap to Alp is nearly 14 seconds.
Well, let's check the
so
gap
when he
to
comes
the
out
leaders.
of the pits,
Fruitful is 27
when he comes out of the pits, he's only going to be, you know, what, 6 seconds or so behind Alp on much fresher, much faster tyres, so he should be able to catch him.
Nicholas on Dressy. It's going to be a late move, but he does go for it up the inside of turn 1. The AlphaTauri tries to hold it around the outside, but the Mercedes goes through up into 3rd place.
Yeah, I'd expect to see Drazer pit any moment now as Rowan pits and puts on the medium tyres.
He does indeed. So let's just have a look at that leader gap. Fruitful, okay, Fruitful is 27 seconds behind the leader, so he should come out a few seconds behind Jelt. And Alp 13 seconds behind the leader. So Alp will have a sizable lead. But of course, with those older tires. But you can't really be much faster around here because the track is basically just a couple of straightaways. So Alp, my prediction is Alp is going to win the race.
Yeah, I'm going to switch it up, and my prediction is going to be that Yelt is going to win the race. I think it's going to be... Also, Rowan is going to be putting on the softs. So I think Rowan is going to be absolutely flying. I think it's going to be Yelt, Rowan, Alp. That is my podium prediction.
Podium prediction? Okay, I think Alp's going to win from Fruitful, from Dressy. Dressy's done 30 laps on those mediums, and he can pit any time now, go to the softs, and have a huge tire advantage over everybody else.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen him pit already, really. He's burning a lot of ERS now, so I would expect to see him pit.
Get that locked in. I have Alp from Fruitful from Dressy.
Yeah, I can't even remember what I said, to be honest. I think I said Yelt, Rowan, Alp. I think that was it.
Calzo's putting the pressure on Dressy as Dressy runs slightly wide through turn 8 on this occasion. And Calzo has a 60% ERS. He has the most ERS of anybody on the field, so he's doing a good work out there. But Alp is going to make the move.
Yeah, Dracer stays out on track.
Yeah, he is. That's fantastic, but there goes Calzo. He goes to the inside, and I don't think Dressy's going to be able to fight back. He's going to try to, though. He breaks late. He's going to try and hold it around the outside of turn 1, which switches to the inside into turn 2, but he has to back out. Nicholas has made the move on Rowan as well.
Yeah, I think Rowan will be fairly
How did Alp get
that.
there? Alp just went up to 7th place. He overtook Matty Robbo, but
yeah, I didn't see that move.
Rowan on Nicholas, he's 2 tenths behind. So Nicholas, mind you, has that 3-second penalty, which is going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, but if you look at his dash, his telemetry, he
Oh,
does...
and
Oh, and
Alp's got a
out, that's 3
penalty.
seconds.
So that has put my predictions in the trash, probably.
Yeah, if you look at Nicholas's telemetry thing, he has got the fuel symbol. So that does mean that he is underfueled. So he's going to need to save fuel. And around Bahrain short, I mean, I don't know about you, but where do you save fuel around Bahrain short?
I mean, you can in Sector 1, I suppose, but there goes Matty Robbo up the inside of Alp, and these two, I think, are just having some fun. They're switching positions everywhere, but that's going to hurt them out later on. They need to work,
I think...
They need to work together and only overtake down where they need to, and try and lose minimal time. They want to, if they want to both end up on the podium.
Drazer still hasn't come into the pits. I mean, I don't know, maybe he's not too clued up on the strategy around here, but...
Well, he should be going to the softs anytime within the next 4 to 5 laps, I reckon.
Yeah, well, he could have gone to the softs a few laps ago, and he would have been fine. Stays out again.
Alp once again close to Matty Robbo.
Yeah, and he's going to get the move done here, you would think, relatively easily. DRS open, and he's going to sail past the Williams and retake P7.
He has, but he's gone a bit deep. But I don't think Matty Robbo's going to fight back.
Yeah, the switchback at Bahrain short in turn 1 isn't really too good, as the run into turn 4 is actually
really
not.
Have a run.
Yeah, you don't have a run, so...
So
yeah, and that
Rowan,
gap
Nicholas
from Alp to Yell
have anything to defend with, because he's 6 seconds behind Yelp. Yelp putting on an absolute show right now, 6 seconds ahead of anybody else. But this could be the move right here between Rowan and Nicholas, and Calzo could also get in on it if he uses his battery. Let's look at that. Calzo has 70% battery.
Tracer finally pits. Tracer finally decides to come to the pits and
so the
put on the soft tyres.
Nicholas has only 10% battery, Rowan has 40, but Calzo has 70, nearly 80%. So Calzo's doing a great job to stay in the train as well as saving his battery.
Yeah, indeed, and you reckon Calzo will be able to get these tyres to the end, so
leader
he's put himself in a great position.
Is taking time out of everybody, so he seems to be the fastest car on track right now.
Yeah, although I think Yell is still in prime position here, that's for sure. 17 seconds to out, so he's only going to have to close.
This is going to be it. Rowan on Nicholas. He's oh, he had a massive moment out of the final corner, but I don't think it's going to matter because that DRS is very powerful. But Nicholas actually is pulling ahead quite nicely. Calzo doing the smart
Rowan
thing.
not using the ERS, so he's going to wait.
And in the background, there goes Alp again. And he'll take 6th place.
Yeah, Alf and Matty literally just swapping positions every lap.
Everybody, or a few people still have to pit. Everybody in the top 5 has to pit. Matty Robbo has to pit, and that's it. But so they can do whatever they want.
Well, you
now,
say everyone in the top 5 has to pit.
Yeah.
But we saw Dracer get those mediums, what was it, 33 laps? So I don't think we'll see Calzo pitting again, to be honest.
Calzo, it'll be nearly 40 laps. It'll be very tough, but if he can, then he could go for it. Jelt is into the pits, but I was just about to say, everybody in the top 5 can pit whenever they want. The medium runners can go to the softs, and the soft runners can go to the mediums, but Jelt's gone back to the mediums.
Yeah. It is a bit of an interesting call. Do you take the gamble and somehow try and stretch those mediums to the end, or do you pit the softs, play it safe, and hope that no one...
Everybody else is going to pit,
it work.
So it would be the safe thing to go on the softs for Calzo. if he wants to risk it for the biscuit, he can try and do no more stops. Alp on the back of Matty Robo through turn 6, but he has a lift.
Yeah, so Yelt now on fresh medium tyres. 4.8, 4.7 now, seconds behind Alp, and Alp has a penalty, so...
Oh, Milan!
Oh, and that's in the pits. Got excited there for a second.
Nicholas and Rowan both coming in because there's yellows in sector 3. Sorry, it's not going to be a safety car. But Nicholas and Rowan both in. And now, this is the time to push for Calzo. He has 100% battery, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like that at this late in the race at Bahrain Short. So if he can push now, use like 50 or 60% of that battery on this lap, go to the softs, then he'll have a massive advantage over everybody else. And he is using overtake. He knows now is the time to push.
Not too much of it though. Maybe he's going to save it and make all his moves after the pit stops, as Milan's car coming out of the pits is actually really going to get in the way of Rowan and Nicholas. That's a glitch that has been in the game for absolutely ages.
Oh, Rowan spun! He got caught up by the car pulling over. Milan's car took out Rowan.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Rowan was still in the race at that point, but that'll just about put an end to it, unless there's another safety car. But yeah, unfortunately, a retired car taking out a player. Co-Masters needs to fix that.
Yes, we've got the Haas of Rowan now right on the back of Nicholas, and I think he's burning the ERS, so he's looking for a move.
And Alp up into 4th. He has a penalty, but he should.
Nicholas is gonna defend the inside. Rowan's gonna squeeze down the inside of Nicholas.
Oh, and Mercedes.
And he's gonna get the move done as Nicholas goes pretty deep. And Rowan actually cuts
Alp
turn
making
4.
The move back of Matty Robo through turn 6. But what was I gonna say there?
Look, Yelt now has really closed in on the back of Alp and Matty. But Alp and Matty's battling may actually end up getting in Yelt's way.
So Nicholas on the back of Rowan, they're both on fresh softs, very much in contention for the race win, but Nicholas with that 3 seconds is going to hurt him massively. He's using his overtake even though he doesn't have much to play with. Rowan doesn't have DRS, and he's gaining on Rowan. Let's see what he's going to do. He stays behind, nearly making contact, but he decides to back out of that one.
Yeah, I think he's going to...
Oh, and he makes contact with Rowan, and he's spun himself nearly. He's lost a sizable amount of time there.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, I think he's going to save all his DRS and overtaking power for the next straight, but then he made contact and lost all his time. So
Jelt on those fresh tires. So you said Jelt was going to win the race, and it's very much looking like that could happen, but Fruitful's tires are 15 laps old.
Yeah, Fruitful's tires will make the end.
They will.
Well, based off what you've told me anyway, but...
Jelt is in the net race lead then.
Yeah, he's going to go for a move on Matty, or at least he turned on the overtake for a little bit. He's going to need to burn a little bit more if he wants to get past the Williams on this straight. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make the move unless he goes for a dive.
Take it away.
Matty's going to hold the inside. Yelt's going to leave him a nicer amount of room, and into turn 4 he's going to get the move done. No, Matty comes down the inside. But it's not enough.
Well, they kept it clean.
The Mercedes takes the position. And now...
Well, let's look at that leader gap. The top 2 have to pit, and Jelt's only 12 seconds behind, and he has much fresher tires than Alp, so Jelt should walk away with the win.
Yeah, certainly.
Rowan, oh, Fruitful! He's spun! He's made contact with Rowan, I think, and Fruitful now out of contention.
Ah, dear. That's a shame.
Jelt now 3/10 behind that pink Mercedes of SMM Alp. Alp? Yeah, he's going to stay out till the end. Jelt's not using overtake. Alp is using overtake, but it's now.
It's Mercedes
Jelt
versus
goes to
Mercedes.
the outside. It's It's Mercedes-powered car versus Mercedes-powered car. Oh, and he tries to go around the outside of turn 1. What a brilliant move that was. I didn't think he was going to make it from that far back.
Yeah, it's not over yet, though. Alp's still on the inside of turn 4.
But he's got him.
And Yell outdoes him on traction. Those fresh tyres benefiting.
Alp's using overtake. He's going to go to the inside of turn 6. But is it going to be enough? Just not enough on that occasion. He knows he needs to put the pressure on Jelt, because if he sits back, then Jelt's going to pull away on those fresh tires, so he needs to fight him at every corner he can.
Yeah, you would think, looking at the ERS levels and the tyre situation, that Yell is just going to absolutely waltz away from Alp now.
Dressy and Maddie both drained on ERS, but Dressy will have the DRS here. And there goes Dressy.
Dressy's going to get the move. Fairly simple.
But here comes Alp on Jelt for 3rd place on track position. Alp goes to the inside. Jelt turns in on the outside to make a bit of contact. And Alp stays behind once more.
Yeah, and if Alp wanted any chance of staying in front of Yell, you'd have think he'd have had to get the move there, as Yelt's now got pretty much an entire lap to pull away from the pink Mercedes.
So, like I was saying, when that that retired car took out Rowan, I was gonna say the only way you can really get out of a league race is to retire in the pits if you're not having it, but of course the car comes out of the pits and it can affect other people. So they should add a feature where the barriers open up in real life and the escape roads, they take out that brick wall, and then if you want to retire, you can drive like behind the wall, you know, like in real life, to retire safely.
Yeah, or they could just make it so that your car doesn't come back out of the pits when you retire in the pits. I think that would be a better solution.
Yep, more simple.
So Yell now in prime position to take this raised victory. Should Calzo and Conzo
Dressy on the back of Alp, but neither of them have ERS. And they both have DRS, so it's going to be difficult for Dressy to overtake Fruitful because of the time penalty.
Yeah, I don't think
Dressy's right on the back of Alp. He might fancy a move into turn 8. Nope, he stays behind. But Nicholas right on the back of Matty Robbo. Nicholas on those fresh, soft tires. So is Rowan and Matty Robbo on those old mediums. And this should allow Nicholas to get by, but he is going to stay behind, obviously, to take the DRS. And Rowan is also there, so they're probably going to go 3 wide down here.
As Trace is going to go for the move on Alp here. Alp is going to have DRS, so it's not going to be too simple for the AlphaTauri. He's got absolutely 0 ERS. As does Alp. It's a drag race into turn 1. Tracer a little bit later on the brakes, goes quite deep. Pushes out with him, and Trace is going to get the move done.
And Nicholas has picked up the move. So is Rowan. So Matty Robbo losing 2 places there on those old mediums.
Yeah, well, we mentioned Yell being in prime position to take this victory, but Dracer on soft tyres.
Calzo, I don't think he's going to pit again. Calzo, I think he's going for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the gap? 8 seconds to Yell. The tyres will be horrendous, you would think.
Yeah, he's going to have to stay out, though, because it's too late to pit. If they pit, they'll come out in 10th or 9th. So they got to go for it and try and really save those tires.
It's tricky to call, as you said. It's actually, you don't really gain too much from fresh tyres per lap. Well, Yelt's just done a minute flat lap. And Calzo has just done...
So what's the fastest lap of the race? Gap.
I think it's from Yell.
It's from Nicholas, and it's a 59.4. Only 3 drivers have done a 59. One of them is Rowan, the other is Dressy, and the one with the fastest lap is Nicholas.
Yeah, well, just comparing lap times from Calzo and Yell. Yell lapping about a second a lap quicker, so based off that, you would think Yell will catch Calzo. But to catch Calzo, he's got to get through Conzo. Yep. And those 2 are brothers, so I'm sure Conzo will fight.
They are.
Extremely hard.
They're brothers.
I believe so.
That's an interesting fact I didn't know. But looking at the position change from the start, Dressy's done a masterclass. He started last in 14th, and now he's up into 4th, and he could be on for the podium.
certainly could.
And here comes Nicholas on Alp. He goes to the inside, and the Haas is going to get in on it as well. He might try and follow Nicholas through, but he can't through this first sector. But some of the drivers have done a 2-stop. Calzo has done a 2-stop. Behind him, Conzo's done a 1-stop, and it switches all the way through. 2-stop, 1-stop, 2-stop, 1-stop. There goes Robin on Alp. And they're going to go side by side through turn 6. Alp tries to late brake around the outside, but those tires are just not good enough.
Yeah, I think from now on it's just going to be damage limitation for Alp. I think all that battling with Matty in the middle stint really did cost him. And Dracer now, Dracer. He's right on the back of Yell, and surely he will be going for a move into turn 1.
And Yell doesn't have anything to defend with. I don't think he has DRS.
Yeah, Yell does have a nice bit of overtake, but he's not going to use the overtake button to defend Yell. Dracer's going to go to the outside, and this should be a relatively easy move.
Ooh,
Yell's going to try defend it.
Mercedes stays in front.
For now, but Dracer got a little bit of a switchback, and he's going to have some nice momentum.
Jelt's got DRS. They both have DRS because the Ferrari slowed down a little bit. They're going to go side by side through turn 6. The Mercedes on the inside holds that 3rd position.
Yeah, aggressive, but nice defending from the Mercedes, making Dracer's life as difficult as possible, and now Dracer's life is going to get even more difficult.
But Calzo has a 5-second lead, so he just needs the tire save. 9 more laps, those tires are going to be absolutely dead, but he needs to hang on. And Conzo, 33 lap old tires, so
yeah, they're going to be
shape either. But we could see 3 wide here because Jelt on the back of Conzo and Dressy right on the back of Jelt as well. But there goes Jelt. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go to the outside of turn 1. The AlphaTauri is going to try and follow him through. They're going to go side by side, Mercedes versus Ferrari. The Ferrari is going to have the outside through turn 2, which turns to the inside through turn 3 and turn 4. And he holds the position. There goes the AlphaTauri up the inside of both of them. They're 3 wide. Oh my goodness, what a move. But the AlphaTauri has a bit of a moment. And the Ferrari, Dressy's taking a 3-second time penalty. And there goes the Mercedes. Nicholas is now getting in on it. He's going to try to go to the outside of turn 6, but he gets pinched off. And Dressy will stay ahead, but they make a bit of contact, and there goes Nicholas round the outside of turn 6. They're 3 wide almost, and Dressy goes back through.
Nicholas had some nice momentum to overtake Dracer, but then Conzo blocked him right off, so Nicholas had to stamp on the brakes.
Did you see into turn 4, Dressy made a move. He went 3 wide, he went for a double overtake. He saw a gap and he went for it, but it didn't quite work out. Oh, and there goes Rowan through the final corner.
Penalty.
He went up the inside of Nicholas. Now it's going to be very close again. We're going to ride on board with Rowan. Everybody's gaining on everybody. Here they come down into
Rowan's
turn 1.
Go for a move here.
Rowan's going to go for it. Up the inside of the Mercedes. The Mercedes tries to go around the outside of the Ferrari as well. So Rowan's going to get the switch back here. But he doesn't get a great one. He goes up the inside of Mercedes into turn 4. They avoid contact because Nicholas takes a wide line. He leaves a fair amount of room. Fair play from him. And now Nicholas right on the back of the Ferrari of Conzo. Oh, a late braking move. He goes round the outside of turn 6. That was very late. And now we have the inside line into turn 7. And that was one of the best overtakes of the race so far. And the Haas, Rowan, could make a move into turn 8. He runs into the back of the Ferrari, but he avoids making any damage. Yeah, what a move that was. He was like...
And Rowan's going for it. Rowan's going for it on the Ferrari. He's going to get the move.
And he pulls ahead. But what a move that was from Nicholas there. He was like 75 meters back and he just found a gap and he went for it right around the outside.
Yeah, it was extremely nice. And now Dracer and Nicholas.
Conzo's going to go to the outside. They skim each other's wheels into the braking zone, but the Haas of Rowan has the inside line on those fresher, soft tires.
Yeah. Great action here in the desert.
He'll be going for the fastest lap.
Oh, and Dracer going for a move on Yell.
He's going to go for it round the outside of turn 6. They're going to go side by side. The Mercedes on the inside, the AlphaTauri on the outside. And they're going to go side by side again through turn 7. They leave a fair amount of room. And they're side by side. The Mercedes on the outside. He's going to try and go round the outside again through turn 8. But he backs out of that one. He gets the switch back. And he'll have to run down to the final corner. But he will stay behind and get the DRS down the main straight. Calzo 4 seconds ahead, but he is losing time. Yellow's in sector 1. It's Fruitful coming out of the pits. I'm not sure why. But Dressy gets a poor exit, and there goes Jelt. It's going to allow him to go through. And Nicholas also has the DRS. Jelt on the inside. I'm gonna ride on board with Nicholas. Jelt goes through. Dressy's gonna try and fight back. He goes a bit deep on this occasion, and Nicholas is gonna have an opportunity here. He's gonna go for it into turn 4. No, he stays behind. He was close enough, but he's gonna go for the exit instead.
Yeah, Nicholas and Drace are actually fighting for position here. Rowan is actually in prime position to take that third spot on the podium.
He is, without the penalty.
Yeah, Drace are going for a double dive bomb, cost him a 3-second time penalty.
It would have been one of the greatest moves I've ever seen if he made it work, because there was only a little bit of contact, but unfortunately he just cut a bit too much of that inside.
Yeah, certainly. I've been very impressed with the racing today. It's been
Rowan and Fruitful having some battling at the back just for fun. But we're going to stick with this. There's 4 laps to go. Oh, no! Dressy spun! Oh, he's lost quite a lot of time there. And Rowan's going to go through as well. Out of the final corner, he got on the power too early and he half spun, but he managed to do a miraculous save, which allowed him to stay in the race. He almost hit the wall.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful now. Those tyres will be fairly hot. And Nicholas is on the back of Yelp now.
Oh, they're gaining so much time on Calzo. Calzo's tires are gone. Alp has made the move on Conzo.
Flashbacks to Mercedes battling each other at Bahrain Short.
Last year that was. Unfortunately, they both got screwed over because of the pit stops. But
no dodgy pit stops in this game.
Rowan sets the fastest lap, 59.2. As he battles out with Fruitful just for fun. They're probably in a party talking with each other and gonna have some fun for the last 4 laps. I would stick with it. This battle is for the podium and it's what we need to stick with. Nicholas is gonna have a prime opportunity to overtake his teammate here. His teammate doesn't have a penalty. His teammate goes defensive and Jelt on the inside line gets overtaken.
Yeah, and Yelt's got to actually be quite careful now. He's going to be under pressure for position.
Oh, look at the time Calzo's losing. It's 1.9 now, 3 laps to go. Come on, Calzo, you can hang on.
Yeah, but look at the ERS Calzo's got. He's still got 70% battery.
Just short
so when these guys do come up to him,
he's
going to be able to defend, surely.
Stay in a high gear, not spin up those rears, and if they do catch him, he just needs to defend with that overtake down the straight.
Yeah, certainly a bold strategy from the Red Bull, but could turn out to be absolute genius.
Here comes Jelt on his teammate. He'll have the run again. And Dressy in 5th place as well. Rowan and Fruitful still battling. But this is going to be the move between teammates. It's going to be Jelt putting that car back into 2nd on the track position, but he will get it anyway with the penalties. But he actually does the safe thing and stays behind. We're going to see how these two are getting along. Fruitful and Rowan putting on a show, even though they're not battling for much. As they come through turn 7.
And I think we're going to end up with a bit of a last lap scrap here.
Oh, I think Calzo, they're going to get the DRS.
They will do. Calzo is absolutely... He's just losing tenths every corner.
He is, and Nicholas is going to get the DRS here. Wow, Calzo's tires, 38 laps. That is not even doable. But he's done it. He's doing a Sergio Perez in that Red Bull.
He's burning now. He's burning. They're not going to get the DRS down the main straight. This could be crucial.
Yeah, it will be. Jinx you there. Yeah, he's doing a Perez in the Red Bull there, managing those tires. But here comes Jelt on his teammate. Jelt wants to win the race, so he can't stay behind his teammate for too long. His teammate needs to let him go. But, no team orders, clearly. But, Jelt won't have a chance of winning. Oh, and they're going to have the DRS now. It's going to come down to the last lap. Oh,
it will do, yeah. I think we could be seeing some...
100 miles a minute, 100 beats per minute.
I think we're going to be seeing some 3 wide action, possibly going into
Rowan
turn 1.
and Fruitful having some fun at the back. Fruitful made the move through turn 8, but we got to stick with the front. Wow, this has been a great race so far. It's been the best race that I've commentated over in maybe the 10 races that I've done. And it's going to come down to the final lap of the race. A few of the drivers with penalties, but it's going to be between Jelt, Rowan, and Calzo for the race win. Nicholas right in the back of Calzo. His tires are dead. He's losing like 4/10 every corner. And now they come out of the final corner, out at turn 10, onto the final lap of the Grand Prix. Calzo has a ton of battery to defend with, but he doesn't have any DRS.
Nicholas
and
has
there
no
goes
fuel.
the Mercedes. And has he ran out of fuel? I don't know. But there goes the Mercedes and Nicholas round the outside of turn 1 on the Red Bull. They make a bit of contact. They go side by side. The Red Bull defends of the outside through turn 2 when he stays behind. Whew, and Jelt.
Yeah.
He's going to go for
Yell
it as
and
well.
Calzo.
Oh, and Calzo runs
Their
wide.
fuel lights.
And that's going to allow Jelt to go through. And there goes Rowan. He's right on the back of Calzo as well, but Calzo has a ton of ERS. Oh, and he's going to go round the outside. There goes Rowan into turn 6, but he's just not close enough. But he has such a tire advantage as they come through turn 7. Calzo defends the inside line, but there goes Rowan round the outside to make contact. No!
Rowan's gone.
And Rowan and Calzo make contact, but they both save it. Wow. And there goes Dressy as well. Dressy has a penalty, but they're going to go nearly 3 wide. Dressy on the inside of Rowan, and Calzo holds on. Nicholas is going to come across the line to win on track. There goes Rowan. He's right on the back of Calzo. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Jelt wins. Calzo's going to get P2. Rowan's going to get P3. And what a race that was. That was one of the best races I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was an absolute classic, that's for sure. What an advert for Bahrain Short to be included in league racing, that's all I'm going to say. 41 laps from Calzo on a set of medium tyres. That is impressive, to say the least. Holds it on for P2, didn't quite have enough to hold off Yell. But what a job, what a drive from Calzo.
That was an insane race. Calzo 41 laps on the mediums, and he holds on for the second spot on the podium. Rowan just 800ths behind, and that'll do it. Wow, I am lost for words. I can't even breathe. It's hurting my ribs. I have a cracked rib, and it's hurting to breathe like this. Oh, that was a great race.
So Yell takes the top step on the podium.
He does, and he'll really enjoy that one. Hard fought race. An even harder fought race for Calzo. His tires must have been at least 80%, probably more, and he holds on for a P2. No?
Yeah, so Yell coming from P7 actually on the grid, Calzo P6 and Rowan P4. So Alp actually, who started on pole, got an absolutely horrendous start, dropping down to P7 by the end of the race.
Jelt
so we have Yell, Calzo, Rowan,
7th.
Nicholas, Dracer, Conzo, Alp, Matty, Rowan and Fruitful are your finishers, with Milan, Snipes, Tom and Leozo all dunfing.
Wow, and that'll do it for the Bahrain Short Grand Prix. Of course, it was a random track, so nobody had time to prepare, and the ones who learned the quickest and adapted the quickest came out on top. And it's Jelt from Calzo from Rowan, and that'll do it for the race. Wow. So Alp, who qualified on pole, finishes in 7th in an unfortunate race. The start is what lost it all for him. Fruitful in 10th. Rowan in 9th with the fastest lap. And wow, what a race that was. So I think that'll just about do it for this stream. If you have any last words.
What a race, that's all I'm going to say. Bahrain Short should be on every league racing calendar, by the looks of things.
Well, it's definitely a blast to commentate, but I can tell you from personal experience, it is very, very painful to drive and very intense. So congratulations to the drivers who fought through that. Very impressive drive from the top 3. Who was your driver of the day?
It's got to be Yell, coming from P7 to win the race. Picked the right strategy and executed it to perfection.
Yeah, I gotta say, Calzo did a great drive. He also came from 6th place on the grid, and he did 42 laps, I think, on those mediums, which is a miracle. But at the end of the day, he obviously had great tire management, but it does come down to luck sometimes because the tires can go to 100% or they can puncture right away at 75. So I'm also going to give that driver of the day to Yelt from 7th to 1st. Well, it was a great stream. We saw probably an average of 20 viewers or so throughout the whole thing. Nearly 100 comments. Thanks to everybody for watching and supporting the stream. Make sure to follow the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching.